Today, I'm gonna talk about 1x. Now, okay, before I start this video, I want to say that this is more of a rant than informational or anything, so I might go off topic sometimes. It's just this video is more of just me getting this thing out of my chest. Anyway, now what is there to talk about 1x? I think you might have seen some videos of people making rants about 1x before, and this is pretty much that kind of video. I personally, I think there's clearly something wrong with 1x. I don't know if he's overpowered or anything, but as a survivor, he's frustrating to fight against, or at least just deal with in general. So, the main problem, personally, I think the main problem is his abilities, specifically entanglement. Entanglement stuns survivors, right? And it sounds nice to give killers some options to stun survivor packs, considering that the game has 4 Sentinels, and which can stun killers. But in practice, at least how 1x is executed, it's a disaster. Stunning survivors gives killers so much tempo that survivors' own stuns cannot give as much. And even we don't get to the technical side of balance and stuff, it's not fun getting stunned in the first place, because you see the threat incoming, but you cannot do anything. You're stuck with doing the mini game of entanglement. It's uncomfortable. Like, you see the threat incoming, but you cannot do anything. You're stuck. And if you're entangled, 1x can either use a slash, which deals a lot of damage, or just use mass infection, which deals even more damage, and sometimes killing you from like nearly full health. Like, especially if you're a survivor like they'll get 2-time or chance if you have bad luck. But 1x is I won't say overpowered. Maybe he is, but very badly designed. Right, like I feel like he's purely designed for competitive play, like, at least in the current state, because he has everything. He has a good start, because he has a good move for initiating punish, aka entanglement. He has a move for punish, which is mass infection, an ability for finding other survivors, which is stay alive, and an ability for steamroll, which is rejuvenate the dead. Not other killers cannot do all of that at once. For example, with Jason is very good at chasing, like, he's fast and stuff, but his strongest move is Gashing Wound, and Gashing Wound can only be used if survivor messes up, like a Sentinel missing their stuns or something, and that's the only moment he can truly use Gashing Wound, without gambling his head or something. Cool Kid is just rushdown. I feel like Cool Kid is just easier Jason. Did you say that? Like Jason, but easier, because he has ability to catch up, but at the cost of a weaker punish move, I think. But that punish move is easier to use because you can use it as a chase target as well sometimes. But even then, Cool Kid can. But even then, while Cool Kid can catch up it with corrupt nature, he cannot. It doesn't guarantee a punish. Yeah, he can use it and catch up, yes, but survivors are not stunned or anything, so he cannot just use block speed override blindly. He might just miss. John Doe is, well, as we know, just very good at trapping survivors. He forces mistakes, but John Doe's strongest punish is M1, and his M1 deals 28 damage, which is a lot, but far from strong for a punish move. And lastly, Noli. Noli just thrives on being chaotic and confuses survivors. As Noli, you want to apply confusion to survivors, and then just teleport away by teleporting away, and then use Void Rush to go back to those survivors and catch them off guard. At least that's how I play Noli, but with that play, but at least with that play style, Noli, that's the only thing Noli can do to make the chases easier by getting a kickstart by the start of the game. But even then, Noli does not have a punish move like John though. He doesn't have a strong punish move. Yes, he has Nova, but it's not really a punish move. It's more of just chip damage. Anything. 1x can do all of that. As I said before, he can use Entanglement and then just run up for a slash. Or use Mass Infection for, like, nearly double the damage, I think. That's absurd. No survivor would want to deal with that. It forces survivors to play in a team play, but as we know, in public servers, team play is very rare. And maybe 1x would be a lot weaker in competitive plays, but in casual plays, 1x is just an absolute powerhouse that shouldn't be. Like, holy, every time I see 1x, I feel like I'm gonna lose, like, right at the start, even though the game hasn't begun yet. And I've seen so many people playing 1x. I know why, but nowadays it seems that literally everyone plays 1x. Dude, you have 4 other killers. Why just 1x? Like, at least 1/4 of all my games are 1x nowadays. And maybe and the rest are just a mix of other killers. Dude, why 1x is... Why do people play 1x so much? Like, why? Maybe... Okay, actually, I think I know why. Because people think he's powerful and stuff. And that's up to their interpretation. Right? But I used to main 1x before an early update. And when I first started playing Forsaken, I mained 1x. And I played for a while, and yeah, 1x is pretty fun to play. But after a while, I switched to Jason. To Jason now, and I'm still a Jason main nowadays. But whenever I play 1x now, I don't like using abilities. Like, not because I'm playing terribly or nothing, but just willingly leaving out abilities. Like that one achievement in the game where your players kill you and win the game without using abilities. Whenever I play 1x, I always play like that because that's how much I hate his abilities. Even if he's the slowest killer in the game, I can manage to win the game like 2/3 of the time. Dude, that's just how strong he slashes. Because it deals even more damage than Jondo, and even though he doesn't have the strongest punish move, he can still punish harshly simply because of how much damage his slash does. That's absurd. No killer should be able to do that. Just using slash to punish and erasing 1/3 of a survivor's health. That's too strong. That is way too strong. So, to conclude everything, 1x is too annoying to deal with for survivors. I don't know. I don't know if he's powerful or anything. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But at the current state of the game, there's clearly something wrong about him. There's clearly something wrong about 1x that makes him frustrating to play against. He's a beast that shouldn't be